Hello, friends. I hope y'all are having a great Wednesday. It is time for Facebook Live, and we're making an adorable owl card. I'm being honest, I knew that I was going to make an adorable owl card, but I just kind of kept having like a mental block on the card. Like, I've seen a ton of cards. That's not the issue. I just wanted to make something different, and I have 3 birthdays coming up this week. So I have my husband, I have my son, and my daughter in 3 days. So we have, I call it the birthday trifecta, but this is birthday week. 1 Thursday, 2 Saturdays. So let's get cracking and make a cute birthday card for my family. Now, this one's going to be for my husband. I'm not going to put the age on it, but keep watching because we're going to make a really sweet, hey, Debbie Allen, we're going to make a really sweet card for my son, Ben, who's turning 21. All right, so we're going to start with crumb cake cardstock, and we are going to use the same color for the base as we use for the front layer. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, folded, and then this is 5 1/4 by 4. So typical standard card measurements. Now, the first thing we need is we need this to look like wood, because our owls, of course, are peeking out of a tree. So we're going to use our emboss machine. I know Debbie loves a good embossing folder. I love an embossing folder. So these cute little plastic numbers make our paper look awesome. Hello, Rena. Good to see you. So when this is called the Timber 3D embossing folder, all of the item numbers are in this Facebook post. So if you're curious, they're all right there so you can order easily. Now, this embossing folder goes, you've got a wood grain going this way or this way, but of course, since it's a tree, we want it to go this way. So think about that when you're using it. And the way we do just the base, the top, and we're going to use the 3D embossing folder plate, which I just had. I've got another one, but so yours will be gray. I've got this blue one as well. So I'm going to run it through, and I'm going to run it back one more time. Get it nice and embossed. So that is what your card is your layer is gonna look like. Super cool. Now, but we gotta have a place for these little little owls, to peek out, because why not? Like, that's the pinnacle of adorability. I don't even know if adorability is a word. So now to use our embossing machine, we gotta put this second plate in. This is important, and then you're going to put your clear plate in. Then you're going to pop your 3D embossed piece that you just did, and now you're going to reach for one of my favorite sets of dies. It's called Picture This dies. Now, I have before made little holes in my cards with circle dies, but this makes it so simple and cute. So you've got this die that makes circles, and you've also got a die that will make squares in the same set. It's $34, very reasonable. So we're going to just center this. And I'll mention, you want to get your order in for this card, to make this card soon, because the adorable owls are free with a $50 purchase. And your Picture This dies will get you, well, a lot of the way there. They're $35, I think. I'll have it written down here. So we're making our little peekaboo holes in our card, okay? And the good thing is it doesn't smash out your wood grain there. It just cuts and makes a really fun little pattern. So we're gonna pop that out of the way. All right, now we've created our little peekaboo holes, and I am going to get another piece of cardstock that I've cut 5 by 3 3/4. It just fits nicely behind here without overlapping. And I'm going to kind of just eyeball center it, nothing fancy here, and set it down. Now, there's probably a better way to do this. If you know, tell me, but this is what I do. I take a pencil and just very lightly make a circle around, and you don't even have to go around the whole circle, but you can just very lightly make a circle mark here. And you can even just do the top and the bottom, so you kind of know where your stamped images need to go. So you've got like a guide here, okay? But we've done that real lightly because we're going to come back and erase that. So now we're going to stamp our owls. So, and I've learned something here. You can see this little foot peeking down here. So I learned something when I was making this card, and I'll show you what it is. The first thing, I'm going to stamp this owl in this hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of scrap and put it right there. And then that way I can stamp his little eyeballs, his little head. But he's not going to peek through any of this circle, okay? And I'm going to do him again down here. And I'm just going to kind of protect it this way. So cover that up. Just get sort of outside of your circle and you'll be perfectly fine. You're just trying to protect any other circles that are hanging around there. And then I have another owl from the stamp set, so I'm using these two. I'm not using the birthday hat one yet. I'm using these two. I love this little guy with the bow tie. So he is going to go in this middle circle. And again, I'm going to cover up these circles. Get him in here. Hopefully I got his bow tie. Yes, I did. Okay. Now comes time for our birthday hats. So this little guy, he's one of the owls, is wearing a birthday hat. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just use my cardstock to kind of give myself a little place. And I'm going to just ink up the hat part. And all I'm trying to do is get that hat in that circle, the small circles. So all 3 circles, I'm just getting in the little hats. And I'm not going to worry about that little part of the head showing. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. I just don't want to have my other owls peeking out in there. Okay, I need to get that a little bit further down. We'll just improvise here and just get that hat. We're going to draw that in. Okay. So we've got owls in each hole and then hats in holes. I would probably have twisted one of those hats a different way, like so they were doot, doot, doot. But we're going to roll with what we have right here. All right, so then we're going to just check and see how we're doing here. Okay, looking good, looking good. So cute. And now I'm going to take a clean eraser. I'm going to go through and just get rid of my pencils. I might get rid of my pencil marks. You don't have to be aggressive with it. Just get the pencil marks, mostly. You could probably even leave them and no one would know. But get them mostly gone. Now we're going to do some coloring. So I like to color the owl with crumb cake light and dark markers. Hello, Claudia. Good to see you. So I'm going to use crumb cake light and crumb cake dark. And we're going to, now I usually start with the light first, because you can kind of go over into the dark areas with the light and it won't matter. So I try to do the more detailed areas first, and I'm not going to be super careful here because we have 3 owls to color. So I'm just going to I'm doing his the face, the larger part of his face with a light. And I can get in here and it doesn't matter, okay? And then I'm gonna do him real quick, or her. So, yeah, my husband's birthday is tomorrow and my kid's birthday is on Saturday. So, y'all will have to watch my Facebook to see what I come up with for my daughter. She watches my Facebook posts, so I won't be posting that before because it's going to have to be a surprise. Going to color this guy in with our light crumb cake. It's really the place where you have to be the most careful is around the eyeballs because we're going to leave those white. The whites of the eyes white, at least. All right, now we're coming in with our dark crumb cake. And we are just going to get in this little upper part of the owl's head is going to be a little darker color. I've seen it done in gray as well, and that looks really cute. So you can do it either way. I just thought that the crumb cake looked good with the brown tree that he's sitting in. And a little bit of this is going to show, so we'll come in and do that. But you don't have to worry about this. Probably. I'll just color it real quick in case it shows. And then, so you might even do your coloring before you erase your pencil mark, so you'll know exactly for sure where you need to color, but that's a thought. Okay, so you've got your little owl, and I'm gonna go ahead and color in this. I think this circle went pretty far down. With this more fine tuning, I'm going to go in with my smaller. So our blending markers come in pairs. This is the crumb cake pair, dark and light. And then the marker itself has a fine tip and a thick tip. So super cool to get on all the right spaces. Now I'm going to color in just this part of him because he might show even that little part. And let me see if there's anything else I need to color. Maybe. Okay. So our body of our owls are colored. Now, I love this color combination. This is Cajun Craze and Tahitian Tide. So I think they're really cute colors together. I wanted something to pop, but I didn't want them all to be real poppy. So I got one really bright color and one darker color. Well, hello, Cindy. Good to see you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and color his bow tie while I'm at it. I love it. He's a dapper. He's fancy. He's dressed up for his party. His friends are here. So we're just going to give those hats a little color. And the last thing we're going to do, and this really makes a difference on these owls, is we are going to color, oh, there's two more things. We're going to color in this little eyeball, and you're going to color around that circle stays white, okay? Just a neat little detail in the stamp. The Stampin' Up! Didn't have to do that, but they did make it super cool. And you can see how cool that looks when you color just the colored part of the eye and leave that white free. So that was a balmy blue marker. This was Cajun Craze. This was Tahitian Tide. Now I'm going to come in with Pale Papaya. This is the dark. And color his beak. I don't even know if this foot's going to show. And color that beak. Let me pop in and color right under these hats real quick. I can tell some of those might show a little bit. And that right there. And we'll give it a test. Put our thing back down. We have done perfectly. Perfectly. Okay. So that well, hi Rena. That shows all of our little owls through our little peekaboos. It's like as if they're looking through their tree where they live, you see. So holding it carefully, we're going to flip it over. And now what we need to do is adhere it on the back, okay? So I'm using tear and tape here, and I'm just going to, I do it like in the center because I'm going to use my dimensionals on the corners. So I just put a tiny strip of it across all the sides in the center, and that holds it down really well. I'm not actually unpeeling it. It's double stick, but I'm just leaving it unpeeled, okay? Just getting it stuck down. And then our whole situation is going to get popped up to our card base with dimensionals. So, and I like to go out to the edge of that crumb cake there, and that kind of also traps in that white layer. It's just an added little bonus for you there. So we're going to pop that up and pop that down to our card base. Super adorable. Okay. Now I've got a little shimmy of basic white, and we're going to use the stamp from this set. We have My Friend, It's Your Day, and Hoot Hoot, You're So Cute. But we're going to use It's Your Day, of course, because it's a birthday card. So we're going to stamp that right there. And we're going to use our paper snips to trim that. I gave it a little V on the right hand side and then stuck it against the left hand edge. Give them some more dimensionals out of here against the left hand edge of the card. So right there. And you might even give yourself a little bit more room there. I meant to do that, I remember, because I'm adding on this little linen thread bow. I know dudes may not like bows, which is why I kind of stick to linen thread. I still just think it needs a little something. Like it just needs some more texture to it. So add a tiny linen bow. I'm going to do a single one here since I did not give myself very much room there. And stick that down with a mini glue dot or liquid glue, whichever is your preference. So that's my little twine bow. And then I'm going to use these Milky white dots. I'm sorry. They're called Adhesive Backed Milky Dots. And I chose this color. I thought it looked really good with this card. And I just did 3 down here in a row. It's just a fun little way to add a little pop and pizzazz to your card. Now, as I said, my son is turning 21, so we can't just give him a regular birthday card, all right? Let me show you. So far, we've used the Picture This dies, the timber embossing folder, and some linen thread. And the good news is that's right at $50, okay? So then you can get your adorable owl set for free. That's part of the celebration offering that we have right now. So for every $50 you spend, you get a free item, and that can be your free item, the adorable owls. But we're going to take this a step further, and we're going to use our alphabet a la mode dies. Now, you can see I have my baby, my new boho blue mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. It's tiny, and I'm telling you, I do have a white one, but there's just something about this blue one. I swear it cuts better. I don't know if it's just because it's blue and I like it or what, but this right now is available when you purchase our starter kit. You can get it for $30. It's normally $60 with your starter kit. So that makes your starter kit $129 instead of $99. But the good news is you can also get $175 in free items, okay? So, I've got to get these plates lined up. That is one of the tricks on this little mini is the plates need to be lined up before you send them through. But once you get them lined up, they go perfectly. So, I've punched out my 2 numbers here, 21, and I love them because they're just the right size for cards. We've had some number dies before that were just humongous and they just sort of swallowed your whole card. But these are a really good size. So I'm going to definitely get my adhesive, liquid adhesive, pop these upside down. Now, I have used these before with my adhesive sheets, and it just slipped my mind. That is a great use of our adhesive sheets because these are so tiny that when you peel them back, they're like the stickers. They're like stickers. So we're going to put our 21 up here. And stick that down. Our liquid glue works great. It's repositionable for a second, which is wonderful, but you've got to kind of hold it down for a second until it sticks. So now we have a perfect 21st birthday card. I'm sure that's all my 21-year-old is going to be thinking about on his birthday is this cute owl card that his mother made. In all seriousness, though, I do think he'll appreciate a handmade card. So the cool story about this is if you add on the alphabet all mode dies and the Milky dots, that's another exact $50. I don't know how that worked, but it just did. So you could either choose 2 free items for $50, or you could even choose one of our higher priced, higher valued, so to speak, celebration items that's free with a $100 purchase. So I hope that you found this exciting and fun and you have adorable owl ideas swimming through your head. Stay tuned to my Facebook page to see what cute card I'll make for my daughter who's turning 18. Yes, 18 tomorrow. No, I mean on Saturday. So say a prayer for me. Okay, bye-bye.